To this developing story, the Independent Police Investigative Directorate says that it is still investigating KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Inanda Umlazi. Last month, the police watchdog IPID announced that it was investigating Umlazi for allegedly interfering with the arrest of a senior correctional officer. And the alleged incident took place in 2023 in Richards Bay on the north coast of KwaZulu-Natal. IPID indicating in an earlier statement that the investigation was prompted by an anonymous complaint, and the spokesperson for IPID, Lizzie Suping, saying that the investigation is still ongoing. All right, we stay with policing matters. 4 suspects were shot and killed in a shootout with police in Umlazi on Tuesday afternoon. Now, according to police, the 4 suspects were wanted for at least 3 murder cases in Inanda. 2 were double murders. An off-duty police officer was also shot and killed in Inanda this week as well. It's believed the surgeon's firearm was also taken. Now, the area of Inanda has been a headache as far as crime is concerned for years now. Let's discuss some of the crime-fighting efforts that are in place to deal with what's going on there. We have with us Colonel Robert Netshiunda, KwaZulu-Natal Police spokesperson. Colonel, good evening to you, and thank you so much for your time, and thank you for chatting to us. Before we even get into the issues around Inanda, there is a story now that we just got from IPID, and I'm not sure if you're able to comment on it for us, that they are talking about the investigation that they say still is ongoing as far as the police commissioner in the province of KwaZulu-Natal is concerned. And we saw earlier on that there was talk of a withdrawal, and that there's a letter of a withdrawal that was sent to him, thus causing confusion as to whether or not this matter is continuing. Can you clarify that for us? Are you in a position to do so?
Thank you for having us. As the police in KwaZulu-Natal, we can simply say that we are focused on fighting crime, and whatever that the IPID or anybody else has to do, IPID, like the General Commissioner has said, they are a constitutional body that is mandated to investigate the conduct of the police, and if they feel that they've got enough evidence to institute any form of investigation against anyone, they are at liberty to do so. And General Umlazi has always said that whoever needs to do their work, they can do so freely. So if they are to investigate him, he said himself that he will subject himself to any form of investigation, because from his words, he has nothing to hide.
Yeah, and are you able to clarify for us then, because earlier reports were suggesting that this matter has now been withdrawn, but now we understand that this matter is ongoing. So according to what he knows, does he know that this matter has been withdrawn, or does he know that this matter is ongoing?
The latest we heard is that there was a letter sent to him indicating that the investigations would have been withdrawn, and IPID, they are better placed to be commenting on matters of investigations, because since they are the ones who instituted the investigations, they should be the one telling the public whether they are still investigating or not. Because even in the beginning, it was IPID who released a statement that there are investigations ongoing. So as the police in KwaZulu-Natal, we rather focus our energy on ensuring that residents are safe and secured, and anything else that is to happen, the law should take its course.
And let's then move on to crime-fighting efforts, particularly in the area of Inanda. What's the latest with regards to the off-duty officer who was shot and killed?
We are still in pursuit of the suspects who fled the scene of crime after killing him and robbing him of his firearm. We have arrested one suspect who was injured when the slain police officer returned fire during that incident. We are confident that with the information that we have, we'll find the suspects and they will be brought to book. It is of concern that a police officer was killed right after reporting off duty. And we, as the police, we have also made our officers aware that they should be aware of their surroundings all the time, especially in areas that are known to be violent.
Are the reports correct that he was part of VIP protection?
The correct report is that he was attached to the Presidential Protection Services.
And when you look at the area of Inanda, right, we've seen quite a number of incidents there. And I'm going to speak about just recent ones. There was a time when our colleague, was there, and Simpiwe Makanya, and while he was there, 3 people were shot. And at the same time, we then started to hear even about some issues of gangsterism, allegedly, in that particular area that are said to be ongoing. Some are describing them as the West Gang. And then you listen to people speak about the issue of crime that they say has gripped their community. What exactly is at the heart of some of the criminal activities that we are seeing at play in this area, according to your investigations?
Mostly the violent crimes that are happening in Inanda, the murders and robberies are associated with a gang. Some call it the West Gang, but and there could be other gangs at play. But what we have identified as the police is that the crime happening there mostly is the results of groupings of mostly young boys who terrorize their communities, robbing them, those who refuse, getting killed, and also rival gangs fighting each other to gain territory of certain areas in Inanda. Basically, that's what we're dealing with in that area. But we have been operating in Inanda, and as you've just alluded to that, we are at the police. There've been some shootings there. When we try and get the grip of Inanda as a whole, criminals will want to have a pushback and try to fight the police, which results in many shootouts that we've seen in the area.
And one would then ask, if it's known, right, that there's a gang or even groups of gangs that could be working in that particular area, what is what is the reason behind the difficulties in putting them behind bars if they are known to be working in that particular area and you then possibly have collected enough intelligence?
Inanda is a difficult area to police simply because of its design. There have been so many informal settlements in the area that makes it difficult for police to conduct their patrols there. General Mkonas has been on record saying that fighting crime in Inanda would need an integrated approach by various spheres of government, sectors, public and private, to ensure that the area is conducive for proper policing. Mm-hmm. These gangs will go and commit crime and go into those areas that are not easily accessible, that you will need police to patrol on foot, and to do that in those dangerous areas, you need a team to be patrolling the area. We are doing that as the police. We are policing Inanda, and we have been getting successes. We've been arresting these criminals. Yes, when we arrest criminals and those who unfortunately who get fatally wounded during shootouts, there are those ones who take over the baton and still want to continue the very same thing that others are doing. What we need now is more involvement from community members, because we as the police might not know who's leading these gangs, but community members will know them. Some of them will be praising them, that this one is untouchable and all those things. But once we get intelligence and know where they are, we confront them, and when they shoot at the police don't hesitate to shoot back. What we need is to have strengthened relations with community members, because these criminals are hiding in Inanda or surrounding areas and are known by some community members. And if they get to be exposed by the present community, police will have the upper hand.
How then will you be able to strengthen those relations with the community? And I ask this because some of the stories that we've carried here, even on SABC, the community members are saying that there simply are not enough police officers that are reporting or even, responding to their calls when they are in distress. But police are only able to come through when they need to then arrest some of their community members. But they say that when criminality is being committed in that particular area, there is no police in sight. So how do you begin then to mend these relations, which are clearly fractured?
For us is to keep trying to make communities aware that police are there for them, and police are there to ensure that the area is safe at all times. We have had incidents in Inanda where police were doing their job and some committee members were against the police, that they are arresting their boyfriend, they are arresting their children, yet we're arresting criminals. There were incidents where some committee members took the law into their own hands and police had to go and enforce the law. And in such incidents, you will have a pushback from the same community that you must keep safe. So as the police, we keep trying, we keep ensuring that our community policing structures are intact and they give us information. Although there have been incidents that there were community patrollers who were attacked and all those things, we still encourage them that there should be eyes and ears of the police in the area, because there have been incidents as well that there were community patrollers who will go and harass people and assault people in the name of creating safety in the area. And as the police, when we say you do not take the law into your own hands, although you are a community patroller, they feel targeted. And as the police, we cannot overlook criminality. We will always act against criminality and encourage our community members to be good citizens, work with the police, and at all times do whatever it takes for themselves to be safe.
All right, Colonel, thank you so much for your time. I suppose now, this multi-layered conversation also needs to go to some of the residents and some of the other departments there that are also getting impacted. But thank you so much for speaking to us. That's Colonel Robert Netshiunda, the KwaZulu-Natal police spokesperson.